Let's practice the intro so that it's nice and clean.
We're going to have some background music. And then some highlights of us talking. I disagree with that one, Omar. Here's why. Boom. Cut that.
I'm not deeply... I don't have a strong opinion on that. I'm okay with it. I mean...
I disagree with that one, Omar. Here's why.
I'm not deeply... I don't have a strong opinion on that. Alright, go for it.
Give me an intro.
Hi, I'm Tyler, and this is Omar, and we are bringing you the Screaming at Kicking podcast for soccer coaches about soccer topics.
Yeah.
We're getting there with a big gulp in the middle.
Hello and welcome to the Soccer Podcast. This is Omar. Tyler.
Are you trying to say the title or not?
Are we called the Soccer Podcast?
Oh yeah, what's the name? What's her name again?
Screaming at
Oh,
Kicking.
Screaming at Kicking.
Hey guys.
An intro on tie.
Can I get some water? Hi, I'm Tyler, and this is Omar. We are putting together the Screaming at Kicking podcast for soccer coaches, trying to learn and grow, trying to improve our communication skills, or at least me, and trying to celebrate the beautiful game that can bring together people from all parts of the world. Omar, hello.
Greetings.
What's happening? Go ahead.
Well, I'm just glad we're doing this because we are both, as everyone knows, oracles of wisdom.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of nonsense out there. So hopefully bringing some insight to some coaches who want to learn a thing or two and help us learn, by the way, as we go episode to episode. We'll be tackling a lot of topics, goals, performance and outcome, mental skills, tactics, full season athlete development. There's a lot that we're going to cover.
Oh, yeah.
So this is where it's at.
Mindset development, emotional intelligence.
They get the gist. What's the first thing we should talk about to our listeners who have nothing else better to do?
First topic is us. Because what else would it be? That's most of my story. How about you?
That was truly inspiring. I guess I'll start. I'm originally from Lebanon, born and raised. At the age of 17, I went to the UK to pursue an undergrad in exercise and sports science. That's where I started my playing career. And then I moved to Norway to play there for a year. And then I moved to Italy, which was a tremendous experience. And then 3 years in Saudi Arabia, which was incredible on a sporting level, not so much on the social level. And then moved over to the United States of America 2.5 years ago. Currently coaching at UNCC, coached for Charlotte Soccer Academy, and coached for Providence Day School for both JV and varsity. So touching a little bit on everything, high school, club, college, good exposure, exposed to some good people and to some idiots, which we will get into, by the way.
We do have a section set aside for idiots.
So I came to the US to pursue a master's in sports management, graduated, now I'm doing executive coaching, which has, as I'm learning, a lot of overlap in sports. Now, granted, I am the only student in the class that works in sports. So they all work in like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, other banks. But there's a lot of overlap because you're not just coaching players, you're coaching people.
Yeah.
So,
Very
interesting.
Yeah, I would have expected it to be with executive coaching. Yeah, I would have expected it to be more sports focused than not.
Oh yeah, it's not even remotely sport related.
It's interesting. Is it like you are the executive coaching people, or what exactly?
So we're covering like group dynamics. And that's one thing that we are currently doing on the US Soccer Federation B license, or at least that's a portion if the B license is working on your group dynamics, how to strengthen the bond between the players, how to inspire and empower people, give them autonomy. So there's a lot of similarities, So there's one graph that was shown to us on the B license by Tuckman and Jensen. And it has the 5 different stages of assimilation. So you have forming, storming, I'm sure you guys know it, and the last one is adjourning. That same graph was shown on my executive coaching masters. So 2 very different worlds, different qualifications, different institutions, not even closely related, and they're using that same model from Tuckman and Jensen.
Yeah.
About forming, storming, norming, adjourning.
Yeah, I never have seen that before, so good to fill them in. But yeah, that's super interesting, especially, I mean, that's got to be one of the biggest things for any coach is getting your group on the same page, making sure everybody feels like they belong in that group, and then your potential for performance skyrockets from that type of unity as a foundation. So that's huge.
I mean, I'm perfect as I am, so I don't think it's possible to even improve, but
Well,
I understand what you're saying.
We'll make sure to review your feedback forms on the B license. We might
What feedback forms?
Let's episode 2. We're gonna read some of the feedback forms that are for Omar from his peers. So
Those might be fabricated, is all I'm going to say. I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying they might be.
I
Forged.
mean, we'll be the judge of that. We'll figure it out. We can investigate. So my backstory. Let's see. I grew up in the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin, which is up in the north of the U.S., borders Canada, and it's kind of smack in the middle of the country as far as left to right. And it was an hour to get to Walmart, so we were pretty remote. Not a lot happening up there, especially during wintertime, which was like 6 or 7 months out of the year. The fields were frozen and everything like that. I started playing, I think even before kindergarten, just in a small town league there, which is a pretty awesome league now that I think about it, for the size of the town and everything that went into it. It was pretty well organized and consistent. I started playing club once I aged out of that program, which was around 7th grade, something like that. Always enjoyed it a ton. And as soon as I got my driver's license, I was pretty much at the field anytime it was light out. Went on to play in college at Clearwater Christian College. That was a lot of fun. And then from there, I started coaching at Columbia International University for, I believe, 5 seasons there. And then we moved to the Charlotte area after that 5th season, and we moved there up here for personal reasons, and I wasn't actively on the hunt for the next soccer opportunity, but connected through a friend of mine. Now I have the opportunity to coach JV boys soccer here, so I'm staying around that way. It's actually been really nice, just schedule wise, and it's a fun dynamic with that kind of group of boys. Is interesting to work with. Their sense of humor is a little different than mine, but it's good, and it definitely has helped me communicate a lot better than I would without it. So
Nice.
And how did you guys meet?
it was just one of the classic gym meetups,
At Performance Unlimited.
Yeah. So yeah, we met at Performance Unlimited. It was pretty recently after I had hurt my back, so I was out for a solid 6 months or something, and was just starting to get back into normal. I got cleared to do running and things like that, so it had been a good little bit since I did much of anything. I think I don't know if I had met you before that or not. I don't know.
No.
Omar was super loud, so he was kind of hard not to meet at the gym. But he had a good work rate. He was getting stuff done, so that was nice.
Well, to be honest, I was at Performance Unlimited because the girls that work out there are very attractive. That's what I'll say. No, I'm kidding. I trained there because John Litton is a fantastic trainer, and I wanted to take my training to the next level. And the reason I am loud
I didn't say it was bad. I just said loud.
is because I work out so hard, and because I don't know, grunting makes me give more effort.
Yeah,
When I'm on my 9th chin up
Was
and
it?
then I start grunting, it gives me an extra 2 reps.
Yeah, you probably should have said 19th though.
You know that there's gyms in gyms abroad that say no grunting?
Oh yeah, there's something like that in the U.S. Have you heard of Planet Fitness?
What a bunch of pansies.
Well, there goes our first sponsorship deal. Just blowing them out left and right. It just depends. It's pretty common though for Planet Fitness to be.
I can think of worse habits than grunting. How about this? How about no small talk? How about that? Last thing I want while I'm working out is some dude, not even a pretty girl, some dude
Hey, what's up, bro?
walks up to me. Hey, where are you from? Do I look dude, I'm wearing all black. I grow my beard. I'm wearing earphones. Do I need to wear a ski mask?
I wouldn't recommend that.
How about that? We eliminate the small talking. I'll get rid of the grunting. Is that a negotiable?
Yeah, well, that's kind of going back to our topics. Building a group and community, small talk is key.
Was that your impression of Tyler coming up to you for the first time?
I don't know. It wasn't like
No.
I was like, "Hey man, how are you?" I don't even.
No, I'll tell you how it happened. John put us in the same workout.
Yeah, like soccer touches and stuff. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, to Omar's credit, he was definitely getting some work done though. That's what I was trying to say is
Because I don't small talk.
right. He doesn't waste time. But all I said was he's loud, which you be the judge.
I mean, I was wearing my UNCC shirt, and some guy walks up to me and goes, UNCC. Yeah.
It's a great place. I've never
But
been.
do I need to be told that by a stranger?
Well, it's just you find a common thread and maybe they're looking for a friend or something.
For any of our listeners, if anyone has a shirt that says antisocial, I will pay you an incredible amount of money to get that shirt from you. I just don't want to talk to people, dude, while I'm working out.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, that's kind of my perspective and default for all the time, but it stays the same during working out. That's kind of my approach for most times.
You
Let
know,
alone working
that's
out.
why I love coaching. Because when you're coaching players, there's literally not a single moment that is free to small talk. Like if you have an office job, people get caught all the time on Facebook or talking to people in other cubicles. As a coach, you are literally engaged for 90 minutes.
Hopefully. It is good to have some small talk, like before and after. Especially with just trying to connect with your squad a little bit. Get to know 'em. Get some...
You can delegate that. You know, we have a terrific...
Hey guys, write your name on this sheet. How you been? Write it down.
So one thing I discussed with Esme, chapter 7 of her guidebook, was effective staff coaches dynamic. So like how the head coach can be a hard, the assistant coach is the soft guy, or vice
Right.
versa.
Right, yeah.
So you can always delegate that small talk to a coach who is actually good at it.
Okay.
Because I feel like players, they can sense when you're not being yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So, okay. Not to spoil, how do you build that connection without small talk? Just getting to know them a little bit.
I think there's many steps to go through. I think the first thing that players try to get a feel of you is your body language. Because obviously they see that before they get to talk to you, especially if they're new on the team. Like, okay, what's he wearing? What's his demeanor? Does he have a beer belly? For real.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like,
We infer our own, like, what do you call it in English? We infer our own, onto the world.
presuppositions. Yeah.
Assumptions.
Mm.
So you're looking at a coach, you're like, wow, that guy looks like a tough SOB.
Yeah.
Not necessarily always the case. And something I always tell players and coaches, never trust your senses. Don't trust your eyes. Don't trust your ears. Always check. So if your eyes tell you something, go and find the evidence that supports the notion in your head.
All right. That's way different from me. Because I say trust, but verify. So you got to go check anyways.
There you go.
We get to the same endpoint, just different ways. It's pretty nice. Nice job, us, on that one. But it's interesting, like, some of the dynamics and things in your approach, how it can change from one level to another, but also as far as, like, high school, college, professional level, whatever it might be, recreational, just playing with a Sunday league team. How much, like, it can be a different approach, but also it's really not all that different from different levels.
Well, I think within, like, just take high school, for example, even just that alone, you have so many different types of high schools.
Yeah.
You have and where the tuition is $50,000 a year. I'm just guessing.
No
It's
idea what it
expensive. And then you have high schools that are predominantly Latino. And then you have high schools that are predominantly poor. So within the high school demographics, there's so many different types of cultures that you have to adapt to.
That's wild disparity.
I kid you not, I know a Croatian coach, one of the best goalkeeper coaches I've ever had in my life, coaches in Utah. And Utah is full of Mormons who are the most polite people on the planet. And he comes from a competitive kill or be killed background. How do you think that plays in Utah? I saw him coach 13-year-olds, and one 13-year-old tackled another. And then he turned to him and he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And he picks him up. And then the Croatian coach goes like, "Who cares?" So culture matters.
Yeah, for sure. My teammates in club used to make fun of me because I would take somebody out with a tackle or whatever, and then my parents on the sidelines were like, Ty, you gotta help him up. Go help him up.
But see, again, like, it can't be forced, the
Right.
behavior.
Right, yeah.
I have a friend who, like you, tackled someone pretty hard, but he always picks them up,
Mm-hmm.
and then his teammates berate him for picking him up. It's like, well, okay, but he still tackled him pretty hard.
Right. I have no problem. And I'll pick somebody up, especially if I know that I hit him or whatever. But that doesn't mean I'm going to come in softer on the next tackle. Like, if he's got the ball and I'm going to come get it, it's not like I'm going to lay off or anything. But I don't see any harm with... I don't have the kill or be killed mentality. Mine's more like the only difference between me and you right now is the color shirt that you're wearing. Like, you're on the other team. We both enjoy soccer, obviously, and we probably have a lot more in common than we'd even think about. But, like, I'm supposed to hate you because you have a red shirt on and I have a white shirt. Like,
And he was probably better looking, which is why you tackled him.
I don't even know what to say to that. It's
true.
It's probably not wrong. I don't have that clear of details of the memory, but it's a fair...
I rank everyone on the field
It what?
in looks.
It's so weird.
People, like, my coach always thought...
Why?
My coach always thought, like, I was looking at the opponents
Yeah, you're, like,
to
evaluating.
scout them. Like, oh, is this player right-footed? Is this player left-footed? Is it going to be an in-swinger? Does he like to go in 1v1s? Nah, I'm just checking if I'm the most handsome guy on the field.
I'm doing the first
Inspirational
part.
coach, by the way.
Yeah, really quality. If you studying the opponents, first you rank them, then you can start looking at what foot he prefers. But yeah, what I would notice on people playing is what cleats they had, and that's what I would remember. It's like who had the nicest cleats, basically.
I judge body language. Just the way they walk. What do they do when they concede a goal?
Mm-hmm. I definitely didn't have that, like, as a kid, but I definitely, like, I enjoyed as soon as I saw them, like, getting at each other for whatever, even if they're up 3-0 or whatever, they start getting pissed at each other. Like, I'm like, okay, now we have 10 times the chance to take it to them or whatever. Like, I wasn't smart enough, or I don't know, educated enough or thoughtful or whatever, coach, to be intentional about that, but you could still pick up on that and be like, okay, these guys are weak in this area, so let's go.
What do y'all hope people get out of this podcast? Like, not this episode specifically, but...
If they don't get anything from this episode, I mean...
Just go pack it in, guys.
Unsubscribe. Click the unsubscribe button. Turn off your notifications. Send us an email. We'll remove you from the email list.
I will not read it. Tyler will read it. I won't. So whatever complaints, Omar talks too much, send it to Tyler.
I will forward anything Omar related directly to his email. So
and I will block him.
I will screenshot it and send it to his phone if we need to. I'll print them out and put them in his car sometime. Like, or stack them. But anyways,
So what do you hope?
to actually get out of this, I think, I don't know if when I mentioned it, it was in a segment that was worth keeping on the recording from this episode. But so my goals are to grow as a coach, just from the different areas we're looking at, and grow as a person, to improve my communication skills, which, I mean, it's pretty, I got a long way to go for that, in case you haven't noticed. And just to celebrate the beautiful game that can connect, a random kid from the middle of nowhere in Wisconsin to another kid from, I'm guessing a city, but Lebanon, halfway across the world. It's pretty cool. So that's kind of what I would hope for people listening, grow as a person, as a coach, and hopefully have some fun listening, enjoying some soccer-related topics, helping you learn and grow a little bit.
What about you, Omar? What do you hope people get
I just want people to be curious. I just want to give them as much knowledge and insight as I can through my conversations with people who are smarter than me. So one of the great things about this podcast is
like
we're going
with
to
me.
have a lot of
Yeah, just checking.
we're going to have a lot of guests who understand many different areas about the game. So if you are passionate and curious about the game, this is the podcast for you. We will not be talking, there's not going to be any pub talk about your favorite team. No one cares who you support. But this will help you become a better coach and will give you the resources and tools to be better.
Yeah, and I mean, hopefully, just where we're at, be able to connect with the people that we're able to bring on and just open up their knowledge and kind of give them a platform to share that expertise. And I'll be right there learning along. I mean, I'm here to learn and grow, you know, and just giving them the opportunity and hopefully a good, I don't know, platform, like I said, just to share what they've dug into and studied and, you know, they've recognized as a weakness in their personal life or their coaching life or as an athlete going through their career that they can now pass on. And it's really cool just to be able to do that and all have the connection of a game that we just enjoy playing, enjoy coaching, enjoy being around, where we might not cross paths anywhere else, but everybody loves scoring a good goal, right?
Not me. Spoiler alert, I'm a goalkeeper.
Womp, womp, womp.
Funnily enough, one of the guests that we will be having on, which I'm not spoiling, checked out my LinkedIn today. And then do you know what I remembered in that moment? When I saw the notification that says this person has viewed your profile.
I hate LinkedIn. There goes that sponsorship.
Do you know what came to my mind when I saw that notification that she checked my profile? I need to update my profile.
That's why they do it. That's how they get
It's
you.
like 3 years behind. So she's reading it, going like, "Who the is this?"
I
fellow?"
don't even know what is on my LinkedIn. I think it's decently up to
I
date.
hope we didn't scare her off by how poor my resume is.
Nah. We have to get the podcast up and running so there's actually something there to be like, yeah, this is it.
She's so great that we're gonna have her on for 2 episodes.
All right. Well,
Tyler just goes along.
okay.
That's what coaches will get out of it. Is there anything for like players or people who love the game, like anything for them to get out of it as well? Do you hope to have anything for them? Or how it will translate to players, lovers of soccer?
Well, yeah, because a lot of players, and this is really unfortunate to say, but especially at the youth level, don't know what a good coach looks like. So if you only have one coach for 5 years, that's the only coach you know. It's the worst coach, but he's also the best coach you've ever had because you've never had anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a great opportunity. Our episodes are a great opportunity to educate players on what appropriate coach behavior is.
Yeah, and there's plenty that is not. It's
Most of it.
yeah. I mean, it's cool too. Just thinking about it, like you might be stuck with a coach for 5 years or whatever, or I mean, you don't even have a choice. You know, like in where I grew up, it wasn't like, oh yeah, you know, we got trials, everybody's getting ranked, blah blah blah. It was like, you gotta make sure you invite all your friends because otherwise we're not gonna have enough to have a team. And it was, they didn't have super standardized coaching education and things, so it was a couple parents who were like, yeah, I'll make the sacrifice so that you guys can have a team, and doing all the trips, all the practices, organization, and like full-time jobs doing other things. Just a huge sacrifice from them just to be able to have a team. So it's not like you just don't have any type of super advanced coaching. You know, like you might not. It just depends where you're from, and that's kind of like a big motivator for me. Is like you don't have to be in a big city or at a big club or have access to those things to have a desire to grow and get better and like find resources like this or videos or whatever, so that you can learn and grow and move on to bigger, kind of enlarge your soccer circle and hopefully extend your career or whatever it is that you're trying to do.
I think parents will take away from this more than players will. Because, dude, I don't think parents even understand the game. I don't think coaches understand the game, but that's just my opinion. I don't think coaches, especially around here as in this continent,
It's half of the globe.
really understand what it takes to lead a team. They don't understand the impact of a coach or the role of the coach. Just basic things. You don't even have to get to the objective. Just the bare bones. What is the role? And if I ask 20 parents, I'll get 20 different answers. And that's partly on the coaches as well for not clarifying, for not sending a nice lengthy email in preseason saying what's expected. What are the core values that he wants to, or she wants to teach?
Mm-hmm.
So it's on us. It's also on you parents as well.
Come on, parents.
Be better.
Nah.
As Oprah would say.
Really?
Oprah, please come on the show.
Does she say that? I've never heard her say that.
Yeah.
I haven't paid a lot of attention to her, but
I think it was her guest that said that.
be better.
Yeah.
It's good advice.
I mean, pretty obvious.
Hopefully.
Breathe.
I mean,
Drink water.
I have
Scintillating.
to tell my wife that a lot. She doesn't drink enough water.
That's getting cut.
What? Don't cut that out.
We are here held hostage by Tyler's wife.
The producer.
You can't
We
see
have to
this.
give credit. We have to give credit to the producer mastermind with the headset off camera. We'll have to interview her for one of the episodes at some point. Maybe we'll have like a 1,000 subscriber or 1,000 listens milestone. But
We will be rigorous.
I do think. Yeah, I think we gotta have, one set goal or whatever for a given episode. Like, we really want coaches to be able to take away boom, boom, boom. Like, which from this one, I don't know what you're gonna take away from this one. Hopefully some goals and like some motivation to improve and recognize that the effort you're putting in, like, you might not see it. That's one of the things about coaching is like you're just always pouring out, and investing. And depending on your age group, but at the college level, for example, it's like you invest in these guys for 4 years, and you might not hear back for 5, 6, 7 years, and then out of nowhere somebody's like, "Hey man, I didn't really think about it much at the time, but that had a really big impact kind of on my outlook going forward, and now how I coach my teams and stuff like that." So it's like a lot of investing with no guarantee of any type of return or impact, and it's not something like you just gotta know that you're doing the right thing and continue trying to learn and grow and improve so that you're able to keep on investing and pour out. And it's cool when you do get the feedback or whatever kind of positive stuff coming back, but it's not always guaranteed, and sometimes it takes 10 plus years to hear back about it.
Or they'll never tell you.
Yeah, or they'll never tell you, which is fine, but hopefully encouraging coaches to learn and keep on going, especially middle of the season when it starts to drag a little bit, perhaps.
So let's do like one fun fact about each of you.
Fun fact about me, I generally have a hard time finding hats that fit. Also fitting my head in the frame. I don't know how we're working that together, but
You're sitting more forward than Omar is, and your head looks dramatic.
Pinky in the brain.
that would be a great intro.
Omar, you got a fun fact for us?
Wait, I'm just fascinated at how like big your head is. You struggle wearing hats?
Not wearing, but like,
You mean a cap or a hat?
what's the difference? What's the difference between a cap and a hat?
Well, here's a fun fact. So when I'm coaching, I am dressed in all black, clean cut shave, ready to rock and roll, ready to go to war, and I look across the field, at Tyler, my opponent, and he is wearing a fedora.
No, it's not a fedora.
And I'm like, is he taunting me? Am I going to war with Fedora the Explorer?
Yes.
Oh, Jumanji, my bad.
Yes. We can finish this out with this. So, that's a great fun fact, except not super. But it is a great topic. I'm glad you mentioned it. So, my hat is official from Disney World. Pretty awesome. Animal Kingdom.
Guys,
So-
this is what you signed up for. This is content. You wanted the best, you got it.
But
Please tell me more
yes.
about Disney.
So, it basically, I mean, just a hat that I liked, but I took myself way too seriously for a really long time. So now I'm trying to find ways, not just to like go totally the opposite direction, but just to be intentional about recognizing that I'm not really that big of a deal. So it's okay for me to wear a goofy hat sometimes, or whatever it might be, like use a different approach or whatever. So it's a good opportunity for me to remind myself that life's not that serious and I can enjoy it and just be a little goofy without having to worry about what other people think, pretty much. So it's been a good exercise in that. It tends to get comments from a lot of people, especially the other team, like going through on handshakes and high fives. It's been fun. It's been good.
I happen to think I'm a very big deal. But I think I'm a big deal, but it doesn't matter. It's like I'm glorious, but we're all gonna die.
True.
Wow, morbid, huh?
Super fun fact.
So
You just really killed. We
literally,
just killed the vibes.
Okay.
none of it matters. I think I'm a good. I'm trying to be a good coach. I don't see that many coaches actually trying. Reading books, reading studies, talking to coaches who are more experienced. On the B license, they make you write down an action plan for how you want to monitor and enhance your growth. So I had a whole list of things. I read Wade Gilbert, very famous sports scientist. Shout out to Wade Gilbert.
Yo, Wade, can't wait to get you on here.
We actually probably can, by the way. Anyways,
Awesome. That'd be cool.
I surround myself with coaches who are better, more experienced, better knowledge. I am self-reflective.
Is that me, or do I not fall in the guide?
No, you do not. You do for other reasons, though, for your fedora.
Okay, it's not a fedora. It's very much a safari hat.
Anywho, with the action steps, I'm reading it. I'm reading at the stuff that I wrote, and I'm like, how many other coaches actually do this?
Right.
And if you are one of those coaches, do reach out, because you are
You're
what's a rare
glorious, right? If
yeah,
you're
you're one of the glorious.
A rare plant?
What's a rare plant? Yeah. Or something that's rare. It doesn't have to be a plant. I don't know why I said plant.
You started to go with diamonds. That was a good.
Diamonds.
Rare.
Yeah. A diamond in the rough,
There you go.
as my cousin Aladdin would say.
The rarest
I'm sure we're related in some way.
plants. I don't know why
There
I
is
keep
an awkward
making
resemblance.
sure the screen's awake.
Who do I look like more, Aladdin or Jafar?
Jafar is the bad guy, right?
That is, yes.
Probably Aladdin. Oh, my
This podcast is
question
gonna be
was,
amazing.
I just wanted to make sure and to clarify. So what makes you and sets you apart wasn't just writing down the list of stuff, right? Like you actually go and do it. Just wanted,
Here's my best quality.
just wanted to make
I'll
sure.
say it on episode 1, so that,
So that everyone
and
knows.
episode 900, I'll say it again. My best quality is I'm aware of my own ignorance.
That's good.
Are you aware of your own ignorance? Ask yourself that.
That's a good question.
Because you don't know what you don't know. But there's many areas where you do know that you don't know. So I don't know anything about astrophysics or quantum mechanics.
Or plants.
You didn't have to. Why?
You just-
My point is,
It's just great for episode 1, I think, really. It's really helping me out with not taking myself too seriously. However, I do have to wonder what any guest would think.
listen,
Before agreeing to mine.
this is a message to our listeners. If you think we are going to adjust our behavior when we have a guest on, you are sorely mistaken. They are in for a shock. All of our
Maybe-
guests. Poor Esme.
Maybe that can be what we do. As a thank you, we send him a cool hat.
What is it with you and hats?
I don't know. It's just an idea.
Flowers, chocolate. What is it? Like, who is hats other than 80-year-old women?
He's been excluded from the hat world his whole life, so it's a big deal. You can find one.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going
When-
bald.
When I find one that fits, I gotta hang on to it. They're pretty rare.
So what's your fun fact, Omar?
Yeah, what is your fun fact?
I'm not a particularly fun person, so I don't have a fun fact.
Okay, just an
I have
average fact.
facts. They're just not very fun.
Give me a fact. Give me a stat, a fact.
A stat or a fact?
I'm trying to, like, think of a story of me abroad.
Tell him about that one time I scored a goal on you in indoor.
You mean the one out of the 800 attempts?
No, my percentage has got to be higher than that. At least 2. At least 2. But you don't have to do that one. You can pick another one. That was a fun fact for me.
That you scored a goal on me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. Whitney, what should it entail?
The first.
I don't think you want that. I don't think you want the first thought.
Not first.
No.
What was mine? I already forgot.
Yours was that your head's really big.
That's a good one.
Tell me.
My fun fact is that my head is proportionate to my body. I have a normal sized head.
Yeah.
What was your favorite movie as a kid? That would be your fun fact. Because we already talked about Aladdin.
As a kid.
Or now. Give me any fact.
Ooh.
What kind of, what's a good lunch to you? Because you eat some weird stuff.
Go to Kid Cashew.
I've heard that's good.
That's where it's at.
Is that all vegan or vegetarian?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Deeply offensive.
Why
For those of you that are wondering why I'm so cranky about vegan food, I just ate a piece of plastic that cost $4.99 from Trader Joe's. Love Trader Joe's, but that veggies wrap, just no.
We'd like a refund on that.
Kid Cashew, get the chicken avocado sandwich.
Sounds nice. That's a great fact. If you're listening on audio, you can't see my face right now, which is a good thing. But you should subscribe to the podcast on your normal subscription setup. And make sure to leave a review on there because it helps us grow.
We like 5 stars.
We love a good 5-star review, but be honest, because everyone can spot when you're lying.
And the minimum stars that you can give is 5 stars.
Right, you have to give 5. I mean, come on. So, final thoughts. Let's do it. I'm excited, man. And you have already motivated me to learn and grow and get better. So I'm excited to do more of that, and hopefully I can encourage you to do the same.
My final thoughts is that reflection is key to growth. Write it down, type it down, but make sure you have some sort of recollection of what happened and how you felt when it happened in the coaching context. Reflection will help you grow as a person and as a coach.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It has been a treat. If you're still here,
Treat.
if you're still here, I'm very impressed with you.
Wait, a
And-
treat for who?
For this experience. It's been great. If you're still here,
A treat.
I'm very impressed with you, whether it's on YouTube, where we are, or audio, listening to podcasts. I'm impressed. Nice job. And we'll see you next time, hopefully in like a week.
Subscribe, comment, share.
Yeah, make sure to share with somebody who you think can benefit or at least just needs a little encouragement. We're excited to keep bringing more good stuff your way.
Because we deliver.